in the International Conference on Media and Communication, or MENTION 2021. My name is Farhan Siddiq, and I will be the MC for today. I will be assisted by Rahimi Rahim in this workshop session. This is workshop B on Google sMILe workshop. The trainer for this session is Mr. Kang and Miss Training. Without further ado, over to you, trainer, Miss Trainee and Mr. Kang.
No, it's okay. Farhan, I will give a short introduction. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So thank you, everyone. I believe everyone received an email from me yesterday to inform about this workshop. So this workshop is kindly sponsored by Google, and we have here today with us two trainers from Google, so Miss Trina and also Mr. King. So I'm just going to share a bit of a brief introduction about them before we start the workshop, okay? So I'm just going to share my screen. King, I knew both of them from Google workshops as well, and have had the opportunity to go through fact-checking and several media information literacy trainings with both Trina and King. Okay, so in today's workshop, since there's a lot of us in this room today, this workshop, we will divide the participants into two groups. So one group will be with King, and another group would be with Trina. So I would like to invite Trina and then King to give a short introduction to everyone in the room before we separate it into two breakout rooms. So over to you, Trina or King.
We still cannot hear you, Trina.
Trina, we can't hear you, Trina. No voice.
Still no voice, still no audio.
No voice?
Okay, now I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's okay.
Yeah, I suspect Zoom is playing tricks on me. Okay, hi everyone. So I think, do we need an introduction, Dr. Sabara, or should we just start and go into our breakout rooms?
Just a short one, so that they know who they are with. It's like a, just a tiny short one, yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Trina. I'm the Southeast Asia Teaching Fellow for Global News Lab. I was a journalist for like 10 years before I left my previous job last year, right in the middle of MCO, and then later on joined Google. So on to King. King, you can introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Quek Sir Kwang King. So you can call me King or you can call me Quek. I am still a journalist, so just to clarify, I am not hired by Google, unlike Trina. So I am currently the data editor for a non-profit based in the US called the Pulitzer Center on Crisis Reporting. So my full-time job is actually supporting investigative journalists that are doing investigation about deforestation in tropical areas, including Malaysia and Indonesia and the Philippines, this area. I'm also have been doing training for the past 6 years. Before that, I was a journalist with Malaysia Kini for 8 years. Then I got a Fulbright scholarship to do my master's in journalism in New York University. Yeah, so Trina and I have been doing the trainings for quite some years for Malaysia.
Okay, all right. So we will go straight away into breakout rooms. So the technical team, can you please divide everybody into two breakout rooms? As for Trina and King, you will get to choose the rooms that you would want to be in. Okay, so yeah, so we're gonna start to separate people into breakout rooms. Technical team, please go ahead and do your stuff.
King, do you wanna take the first room? I'll go into the second room.
Okay, I'll go to the first room now. Okay, see you guys in the room.
Okay, can.
Okay, hi Sab, you're here, right?
Hi. Yeah, I just wanted to check if you can play the slides and all that.
Just waiting for others to join, right? There are still
Yeah,
7.
they are still dividing these people into the rooms.
Yeah. So we just wait for
Yeah,
probably 2 minutes.
there should be about 18 to 20 people in your room.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, I think we have enough people, so let's start. A very good morning, everyone. So I'm going to skip this whole sessions about Google, right? So this workshop is sponsored by Google, and as you know, Google is actually a huge company, and under Google, there is an initiative called the Google News Lab, and Google News Lab is the one that have been supporting newsrooms and journalists, right, on these different fields. You can see the different fields here. Okay, so besides from doing this kind of workshops, right, Google also provides a lot of online training, which means that you go to this website and you're able to access the different courses, online courses, specifically designed for journalists. Okay, so if you have time, some of those courses are really good. It's about how do you use some of the tools developed by Google for journalism, for doing reporting, for doing online research. So today is our first part of our fact-checking course, right? We have two parts. Today is the first part, and tomorrow is the second part. Okay. This whole training is designed and developed by Google, and unfortunately, we won't be able to share with you. Okay. But at the end of the workshop, there will be a survey form. So if you fill up the feedback form, we'll share with you a tip sheet, right? The tip sheet is more useful than the slides because the tip sheets have all the tools and all the links that are related to fact checking. Okay. Before this morning, I did not know that we have some students from China here. 所以中国来的同学们你们大家好。So when we designed this course, right, we use a lot of local examples. So for the foreign students, you might find it less familiar. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me, okay? And I want to do a very informal style of workshop. So at any second, at any moment, if you have questions, feel free to unmute and ask your questions, or you want to post in the chat. I can then check the chat room, okay? So just let me know if I speak too fast. If there's something that you don't understand, then just say that, excuse me, King, can you repeat this, or can you repeat that? Can you show us again? Right. Throughout the whole workshop for 2 hours, we'll have a lot of exercise. I think about 4 or 5 exercises, and I hope that all of you, are on your computer. Okay. If you are joining this workshop using your mobile phone, maybe you want to switch to your laptop or your computer, because there are exercises that will be easier to do on a computer. Okay. Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 topics here. Mis and disinformation landscape. We will do an introduction. What is the misinformation? What is disinformation? And before we go into the tools of fact checking, we are going to look at what to consider before you want to fact check something. We look at different platforms. How do you do fact checking on using different online platforms? We also have website analysis. If you have, if the content is coming from a website, an unknown website, how do you check the background of the website? We'll talk a little bit about deep fakes. I think some of you have seen that before. Okay, deep fakes is a new technology that is kind of scary. Okay, we'll talk about that later. And the last one, but not least, is the ethics of online investigations. Okay, so mis and dis and malinformation. Okay, we usually use the word fake news or berita palsu. In Chinese will be 假新闻, right? So that term, fake news, berita palsu, 假新闻, this term is not very helpful because it is quite confusing, right? Let me ask you this question. If an information is a news, okay, if we call it a news, which means it is produced by a news team, right? And a news team, professional news team, means that it has been verified. So it shouldn't be fake, right? So if it is a news, then it shouldn't be fake. So the term of fake news is very confusing, right? If it's a news, how can it be fake? So I hope after today's course, right, when you are talking about fake information, okay, or false information, right, you can try to correct yourself and also your friends, try not to use the word fake news anymore, right? You can use like false information, fake information. If you want to go into the different categories of this kind of information, there are 3 here, okay? Misinformation on the left, disinformation in the middle, and malinformation. So what is the difference, right? The difference is on 2 things. One is whether it is false or truth, okay? Falseness, whether it's truth or false. Another one is, does it have the intention to cause harm, okay? So if it has the intention to cause harm, for example, you want to share some information so that you are able to harm somebody, you're able to attack somebody's reputation, right? Or you're able to, cause you intentionally, you want to cause confusion and chaos, right? We call it disinformation, right? Fake information that has the intention to cause harm is called disinformation. This is, what is usually, for example, conspiracy theories, for example, state-sponsored information campaign, for example, information spread by political parties during campaign to attack their rivals, okay? But we also have information that is false, okay? But it doesn't have the intention to harm, right? So we will categorize them as misinformation. That means, unintentional mistakes, right? Or during the COVID-19 pandemic, we always receive the message about, okay, if you eat an egg every day, it is able to protect you from the virus, right? I mean, you heard about it now, you think that it's laughable, right? But it was so viral, at the beginning of the pandemic, right? An egg a day will keep the virus away. Those kind of information doesn't have the intention to harm you, because eating an egg every day doesn't do any harm to your body, right? But it is still fake, because that method will not cure or will not protect you from the virus. So that is called misinformation, okay? What about malinformation? Malinformation is actually true information. It is nothing false about the information, nothing fake, but it has the intention to harm people. For example, you post the pictures of someone in a compromising situation, or you post the private information, for example, the IC number of someone on internet. The IC number is correct, right? The photo of that person is also genuine, right? It's not fake, but the intention of doing that is actually to harm that person, right? To create troubles for that person, to attack that person. Sometimes, when we know that netizens reveal like the address, the companies, the occupations of a certain person, and ask everyone to troll this person. So those falls under malinformation. Okay, so mis, dis, and malinformation. So in here we are addressing mainly misinformation and disinformation. Okay. Let me show you this story. Just to show you that misinformation is not only committed by our auntie and uncles, pakcik makcik, our saudara mara who send us all kind of messages on WhatsApp, but sometimes this kind of mistakes can be made by major news organization, just like CNN, right? This is CNN. So just listen carefully to this news report. Oops.
And are you learning any more about how investigators are now piecing information together? Do you know anything about the attacker?
We don't. It was reported to me that he's actually not from this community. Apparently, his name was released as Samhain. That was the name I was given.
Okay. So first thing first, are you guys able to listen to the video?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Let me just reshare my screen. I think I need to share the audio as well. I did not click that. Give me a minute. Okay, so if you listen to the end of the video, you will hear a name, right? The broadcaster asks, do we know who is the suspect? And the reporter on the other end of the phone call said the name, right? Okay, just listen to it again.
And are you learning any more about how investigators are now piecing information together? Do you know anything about the attacker?
We don't. It was reported to me that he's actually not from this community. Apparently, his name was released as Samhain. That was the name I was given.
So is the reporter say that the attacker, the suspect, right, is not from this community, and his name is known as sMILE, right? Okay, guys, just want to show you who is sMILE. Oops. This guy is sMILE. If you just Google sMILE, he is very famous. He is a comedian, right? And he's always, people like to, make fun of him, and he became a meme. And every time when there is a terrorist attack or, any kind of attacks, right, people would try to play a prank with the media, trying to mislead the media, claiming that sMILE is the attacker or sMILE is the shooter. Okay, so he appeared as, the suspect in many terrorism attacks. Have you guys heard about this story? It happened yesterday. There was a car in, I think, in Wisconsin in the US, during a Christmas parade. Somebody drove a car and crashed into the crowd and killed, I think, 5 people, and more than 40 of them injured. Okay, so in this case, you can see that somebody also on the internet trying to share this image, claiming that this guy, he is the attacker. And again, this guy is sMILE. Okay, sMILE, this guy, right? So the photo of him holding the gun always appear when there's an attack. Okay, and you will see that here. This is a photo of the man who plowed the car into the crowd, yeah, and tried to release this. Okay, so there's always people trying to play the prank and trying to use him because people find it funny. Of course it's not funny at all. Okay, but yeah, this is sMILE. So even CNN fall for it. Okay, CNN made a mistake by saying that, okay, sMILE, he's the suspect, but he's actually a comedian. He's based in UK. Okay, let's look at another story. Again, this is also by CNN. I have no problem with, no issue with CNN. It's just that the examples that we found done by CNN. So you can read about this story here. Just 4 paragraphs. CNN published a story about a mother who is struggling. And after the publication of that story, people were very sympathized with the mother and donated money to her, nearly $100,000. Okay, eventually it reached $234,000. Okay, eventually it was found out that that woman who claimed to be struggling and with 3 kids, right? The 3 kids, right, are not her kids. Those 3 kids belong to another mother, right? So again, CNN, ran a story and to make her look like, she's having the 3 kids and the whole family is struggling and they need help, and people actually donated real money to them. Okay, so this kind of mistakes are made not only by people like us, ordinary people. It was made by journalists as well, professional newsrooms, including international newsrooms like CNN. Okay, so this is not something new, and it's not something that that is uncommon. Okay, why news organizations make these kind of mistakes? Sometimes because they are rushing to fill the airtime with news, so they make mistakes now and then. And that is why fact checking is very, very important, especially if you want to have a career in journalism. Then this is already like a basic skills, because there are so much information going on the internet right now. So this skill is really helpful to help you to make sure that you don't make this kind of very embarrassing, not just embarrassing, sometimes could be, fatal and dangerous mistakes. Okay, so just to introduce you the network of IFCN. So because of the spread of misinformation, there were response from the civil society, from academics, from media organization as well. And in Pointer is a think tank based in the US. They started this initiative called the International Fact-Checking Network. It is now an international network of fact checkers in different countries, and they are considered now the international gold standard in terms of fact checking. If you want to be a reputable fact checker, and you want to work with organizations like Google or Facebook, right? Usually they would ask you, are you certified by the IFCN? Because IFCN, right, the International Fact Checking Network, they have developed a standard, right? And they do auditing, on different fact checking websites. For example, if, RTM is to run a fact checking website, they want to be certified by IFCN, they will have to apply for the certification. And IFCN would actually send someone to audit RTM, to ask RTM to file in application, show their works before they can be certified. So if you're looking for a reliable fact checker, look for the IFCN certification, okay? Right now in Malaysia, none of our newsroom, zero, okay, has got this IFCN certification yet. I know several newsrooms are working to get the certification, but currently at this point, there's zero. So talking about fact-checking organizations, right? There are several different organizations that started doing fact-checking a few years back. For example, in Malaysia, this is on the right-hand side. There's a check. This is not from Malaysia. Sorry, Check Fakta is actually from Indonesia. Okay, there's Check Fakta in Indonesia. There's on your left-hand side. This is AFP Fact Check. We don't know the AFP is an international news agency, but they do have a fact check division within their news agency, and they have dedicated fact checkers based in Malaysia to fact check misinformation in Malaysia. So you can try to Google AFP fact check Malaysia. You'll be able to see some of the they have a dedicated website to fact check Malaysia misinformation. Okay. So under IFCN, right, just now I mentioned, there's also a Coronavirus Facts Alliance, which is a collaborations among different newsrooms to fact check misinformation about COVID-19 during the pandemic. So they are, because we know that the COVID-19 misinformation, they are cross-border. They are not just distributed in one country. A lot of those misinformation actually are spread internationally, globally. So in terms to address this issue, right? The news organization, they also form their own international network to do fact checking together. And under IFCN is called Coronavirus Facts Alliance. Okay. If you want to check whether some information has been fact checked, you want to verify if something is real or not, whether it has been fact checked by certain fact checker or it has been fact checked by news organizations. Google actually, came out with a new search engine. It's called Google Fact Check Explorer. So it works like a search engine, but if you put in your keywords, okay, you are able to search for all fact check articles and informations, right? Because Google compile all the content published by fact checking organizations, especially those under IFCN. Okay, IFCN, they also work closely with Google. So Google developed this search engine. It's called Google Fact Check Explorer. So just go there, put in the keywords. If you want to, mention which website you want to search, you can put it there as well. And it will only gives you the results of fact check articles and fact check information. Okay, so this is a good place to start if you want to fact check something, because a lot of information actually have been fact checked by others. They could be fact checked by someone in other countries, not necessarily in Malaysia. Okay, and so if you want to check this, if this information that you receive has been fact checked before, then you can go to this Google Fact Check Explorer and type in the keywords and see who has fact checked the information, right? So if you receive some information, you are very skeptical, you don't believe it, and you try to search through Google Fact Check Explorer, and you found that nobody has fact checked it before, right? No such information in the search results, then maybe you want to fact check yourself, okay? If you want to fact check yourself, here are some questions that you should ask yourself before you start to do your fact checking, right? First question, is this an original piece of content? Do we know whether this is original or not? Or, is it, modified by others? Okay. Has it been fact checked before? As I mentioned, you can check here. Okay. Is this content recycled or new, right? This is very similar to the first one. Is it an original or is it a recycled information? Okay. How does the content make me feel? This is actually very, very important. Usually when people want to spread misinformation, they want to create misinformation and spread it and make it viral, there is an agenda behind it, right? They want to achieve something by creating and distributing that information. So the agenda, a lot of times, sometimes is for monetary purpose, right? They want to earn some money, right? Probably they want to sell products, right? The information may be, might be attacking their rivals or saying good things, exaggerating, impacts or results of their own product. Sometimes is to provoke emotions, okay? Sometimes is to create hatred against the minority groups. Sometimes, is to create confusion among the people, right? Sometimes, as for example, anti-vaxxer, right? They are trying to convince people that vaccinations don't work, vaccinations are not safe, and sometimes even vaccinations are dangerous, okay? So they have the agenda behind it. And to achieve that agenda, usually their content will try to provoke some kind of emotions, from the recipients. If you look at the content makes you happy, excited, and you want to share it with your friends, be careful, okay? If you look at the content, it makes you angry, right? You want to share it on your social media, you want to curse, you're really upset about it, right? Be careful as well. That is another sign that this content might be false. It is created to provoke emotions from us, okay? And the last one is this content fact checkable? Sorry, there's BLE here. Fact checkables, means that are you able to fact check the information? Sometimes some information cannot be fact checked at all. That is because maybe it's not enough clues inside the information. There's no source, and there's nothing concrete in the information that allows you to fact check it. Okay, so we are going to use some tools and some techniques to address these questions. To fact check something, right, there are two ways of going about it. One is to attack, or not to say attack. One is to address the source of it, right? Who distributed it? Is that person reliable? Is that a real person? Or is actually a robot? Or is actually a fake account, a fake social media account, right? The source of the information, right? Or it is a website that is, full of conspiracy theories, or it is a website that is full of political propaganda. Okay, for example, probably is a website belong to a interest group, belong to a government that is trying to spread some propaganda. So finding out the source, right, who started the information and who helped to spread it will help you to determine, right, how reliable the information is. The second thing is, of course, to look at the content itself. You don't care who distributed, who is the creator, but you look at the content itself, right? What is being claimed in the content, is that true or false? Okay, so there are two powerful ways of doing that. Of course, you can do both if you want. So let's look at some techniques, some of the details, right? If you want to check the source, you want to start with the source, right? You might want to evaluate, is the source of the information a real person? What is the location of this person? If somebody, let's say somebody based in Venezuela or Russia, is spreading information about Malaysia, right? That is very questionable, right? Okay, expertise, knowledge. Is this person, an expert, or is this person has the knowledge about the subject that he or she is trying to talk about? Okay, what is the agenda and motivation? As I mentioned just now, is it related to a political party or related to a government, or is it related to some, extremist groups, right? Or is it related to some private companies that have commercial interests? Okay, if you're able to find out more information about the source, this will help you to evaluate the reliability of the information. So what are the techniques that we can use? Source analysis, source audit, corroboration, comparison. We'll come to that later. Then we look at content, okay? If we want to check the content, then there are several things that we can check. Has it been manipulated? For example, a photo that has been, manipulated to insert another person into the photo, or to crop somebody out of the photo, right? Or to just do Photoshop, okay? Misrepresented, okay? Misrepresented sometimes is, the photo is real. There's no manipulation, but the photo could be an old photo, right? The photo of 3 years ago, 4 years ago of a flood, let's say, right? It was circulated again, and the person who are circulating the photo claim that this is the flood that happened this morning, right? But in fact, the photo was taken a few years ago, so the photo was misrepresented, right? The photo itself is true photo, right? There's no manipulation, but it was misrepresented, okay? So does it exist elsewhere? You might want to search online whether to see the same photo. Has it existed before? Can you confirm the date and the time and the location as claimed by the person who sent you this photo? Okay, some will tell you that, oh, this happened last week, but actually it happened last decade, for example. Okay, who knows? So are you able to check the date, the time, the location of that photo? Or it could be a photo, it could be a video as well. Okay. The techniques that we can use to check the content is reverse image search, which we will cover tomorrow. Image analysis tomorrow as well. Corroboration, comparison. We'll have some examples. Geolocation, we'll cover that tomorrow as well. Date time analysis is also tomorrow. So most of the techniques here will be covered tomorrow, right? Today, we are mainly talking about how do we do online search. Effective search practices are crucial, not just for fact-checking. As long as you use the internet to search for information, effective search, how do you search information in using the most efficient way, is very, very important, right? It helps you to find the information you want faster. It also helps you save time, okay? So let's go for the first platform that everybody uses, at least in Malaysia. I know, some of you from China cannot use Google in China, but from the rest of the world, right, we have access to Google, and Google, is the most popular search engine in many countries, probably with the exceptions of probably some Russia and East European countries. I know in Korea and Japan, they don't use Google that much, probably, right? But in Southeast Asia, Malaysia, we use Google. Okay, so to search, to use Google in a more efficient way, there is a technique called search refinements or search operators. Okay, some of you might already know this, but for some of you who find this new, here are several search operators that I want to introduce to you. So search operators are some keywords or some operators, right, that you put into your search bar, your Google search bar, to help you narrow down your search results. So let me go through one by one. The first one I want to introduce you is minus. Okay, minus means that you're telling Google, search, I want to search for the word harimau, which is tiger in Malay. Okay, for those who don't understand Malay, harimau is tiger. But I don't want the word Malaya, because if you search for harimau Malaya, or you search for harimau with the word without saying minus, you might get a lot of information about our national football team, because our national football team is called Harimau Malaya. Okay, so if you minus Malaya, then you are telling Google that I don't want to have the word Malaya in my search result, right? So if you put a minus, you're telling Google, don't show me any result with this word Malaya. I just want harimau. Okay. Second operator is called site, S-I-T-E column. Remember that SITE column, after that, there's no space here. And the second thing is there's no HTTPS, there's no triple W. Okay, no triple W, no HTTPS. Just put the domain. What this means is that, you're asking Google, hey Google, I just want to search for the keyword UMNO within the website of bharian.com.my. Okay, I don't want any other results outside of bharian.com.my. Okay, this is very useful when you would want to limit your search to a certain website. For example, you want to search for government information. So you can put psych column gov.my, which means you just want to search within the websites of gov.my. The website need to end with gov.my. It could be moh.gov.my. It could be moe.gov.my. Okay, but it has to be .gov.my. If you want to be more specific, you can say that site column moh.gov.my. Then Google will only search within that website. Okay. Okay, this one the same. Okay, then use the double quotes. Double quotes helps you to find the exact phrase. In this case, Google, if you put in Menteri berkata, Google will only give you the result that have the whole phrase of Menteri berkata. Not just Menteri, not just berkata, but it must have Menteri berkata. Okay, two words together. Okay. The last one, right, is file type column. File type means that you want Google to search for a specific file type. If you put in file type column XLS, XLS is the Microsoft Excel file, right? Okay, and the keyword is traffic and accidents and statistics. Google will give you all the XLS files that Google is able to find with the keyword traffic or accidents or statistics, or two of them. Okay, because you did not put the double quotes, so Google will be searching for the three words, this one or this one or this one. Okay, if any of these three words are inside the XLS file, then it will be in the results, right? This one will not give you any website. You will not get any website. Everything is XLS. So let me show you the result page now. You see, Harimau minus Malaya. Okay, you get jangan ganggu harimau belang. Okay, harimau tular di jalan Jemalan. Okay, for those who can't understand Malay, right? These are all about the animal, the tiger, the animal. Okay, not the football team. I can show you very quickly. If I search for harimau, just harimau, okay, I will get tiger. Okay, sometimes, okay, now the result is good. So sometimes if I just search for harimau, I will sometimes get the national football team as well, right? If I put harimau Malaya, you see I get the Malaysian national football team. Okay, if I put minus football, I still get the football team. Okay, what else can I do? I can do minus if I don't want football team. Okay, I still get the football team. If you just search for Harimau Malaya, they like to give you the football team first. But if you look at here, you'll see that yeah, it's still the football team. So I will have to really minus Malaya to get rid of the football team and get, you know, the animals. Okay, so this is what this is how minus can help you. Another results, if you use bharian.com.my, search for the word UMNO, you can see that if you just search for UMNO, right, on the left, you will see the first entry is the Wikipedia page of UMNO. But if you search for UMNO site, bharian.com.my, you see all the results here. They're all from bharian.com.my. You can see, okay? Because you are telling Google, just search within bharian.com.my, okay? Another example, if I search for PRU15 site Instagram.com, on the left, if I don't use site Instagram.com, you will get results from, let's say, Sinar Harian, Astro Awani, Berita Harian, okay? But if I put in Instagram.com, you'll see all my results are from Instagram.com, right? Hashtag PRU selewatnya, blah, 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 right? Everything is under Instagram.com. So this will also help us to search the content within a social media platform. If you want to search something within Facebook, you put in facebook.com, right? Remember, don't put in HTTP, don't put in www, okay? Menteri berkata, again, if you look at the left-hand side, if you don't put the double quotes, okay, you'll see that the first result, Perdana Menteri berkata, okay, the two words are together, right? Second results, Perdana Menteri berkata, fine. The third result, you will see that berkata and menteri, they are separate, okay? This article has both words, berkata and menteri, but they are not together. The next result also the same, okay? But if you put double quotes, right, Menteri berkata, all the results will give you Menteri berkata, Menteri berkata, Menteri berkata. Okay? I think most of you know this, okay? Now this traffic accident statistics, right? On the left, we don't put in the site operator or file type, right? We'll just put in traffic accident statistics, and you see what happened is that you get all kind of results here. But if you put in XLS, you will see that each result, there's a tag XLS, XLS, XLS. If you click any one of them, it will download the XLS file to your computer. You are only searching for the XLS file. You can see that the results is 7,000 something, but without the file type XLS, just the word traffic accident statistics, you are getting 41 million results. Okay, so this is very useful when you want to search for example, data file. Data file, you can use XLS, you can use CSV. If you want to search for PDF file, you can use file type PDF. Okay, remember there's no dot before the file extension. Okay, it's just XLS or PDF. Don't put dot here. We can combine more than one search operators in a search term. So for example, here, we want to search for the exact term PRU15. Okay, must have. You're telling Google that I want to have PRU15, right? However, I don't want the word UMNO. So I put a minus UMNO, no UMNO. And the website that I want you to search is twitter.com. And you'll see the results, they're all from twitter.com, right? And they all have the keywords PRU15, and there's no UMNO in any of these results. So this will help you to narrow down your search. So now let's do an exercise together, okay? Everyone, please, okay, open up your computer, start your search engine, try to find any Facebook posts. No, Facebook post on the Tentera Troll Kebangsaan page with the words PRU14 Bunga. When you find an answer, put in the chat box, put in the link of the Facebook post on chat box, please. You guys know Tentera Troll Kebangsaan? If you don't know, you should check it out. It's a troll account, right? Somebody created to troll other people. And it's about politics. So use Google search operators to try to find a Facebook post on the Tentera Troll Kebangsaan page with the words PRU14 Bunga. Okay, let's try. If you're able to find an answer, you can unmute and tell me, or you can put in the chat box. Oh, we have answer there. Nice. That's quick. I don't know what's your name. 103836. Okay, yep. So this is from Tentera Troll Kebangsaan, Malaysia. And that's the keyword PRU14 Bunga. Leong, can you tell us how did you find it? What search operators you use? If you can't unmute, you can also type if you want. Aha, okay, that's quick. Yeah, you can just type right on the search engine. Okay, let me just use that. Yeah. If you want to have like very specific, okay, posts, you can actually do this. Let me show you. So I can do this. If you want to use the search operators. Okay, and sorry, it's PRU14. Okay. So if I want to be very specific, right? Of course, because this is what you just type in the term, you're able to search it, right? But if you want to look at all the posts under the Tentera Troll Kebangsaan Malaysia page, you want to search for all the posts under this page, right? That has the word PRU14 Bunga. You can actually use this search term. I'm going to put it in the chat box. Okay. So you're telling Facebook that, hey, Facebook, I want to search for the keyword PRU14 Bunga, okay? The exact word, all right? And I want you to search only this URL or this website, because we know that everything that has been posted by Tentera Troll Kebangsaan Malaysia will be under here, right? The URL will be the same, right? Just change, they just change the number at the back here, okay? For each post, different posts. So we can tell Google that, hey, do you just search within this URL, okay, for this word? So you will see that there are some results here, okay? Whereas if you just search for without a search operator, you will get 6,000 results. Okay, if you use the operators, you get less than that. Oh, interesting, you get 33,000 results. Ah. No, it's actually 3,800. PRU 14. Should it be divided? So if you don't search for any space, you get 5 results. So there are actually 5 posts that have PRU 14 bunga. Okay, so just to show you, like, this is how you can use Psych. Sometimes you don't just use facebook.com, you can also include the second level of the URL or the domain. Okay, so you can play with this, right? Put in Psych, put in double quotes, minus sometimes, right? Depends on what is your use case. So why do we need to learn how to search Google, right? Because again, it goes back to our fact-checking techniques, right? Or we want to know, does it exist elsewhere, right? Or we want to know, want to evaluate the social media account and all those things, right? Of course, we need to search, right? If the information that you receive claims that, for example, let me give you some example, like, okay, mixing different vaccinations, for example, Sinovac with Pfizer, right, could be dangerous. For example, if you receive this kind of information and you want to search online, right? So you're able to use, put in the keywords for site. Maybe you want to, put in the site of moh.gov.my because you want to know, has the Ministry of Health, moh.gov.my is Ministry of Health, right? You want to know, has the Ministry of Health, say something on that? Then you can use that. Or you want to, like, if you receive information saying that, hey, Berita Harian has this story that claims that, mixing vaccination cause death among teenagers, for example. Okay, you want to know whether that information really coming from Berita Harian, then you can use the keywords, vaccination, mixed vaccination, and death, right? And then you can use psych, bharian.com.my. Okay, to search within the news organization to see whether this information was really published by Berita Harian as claimed in the message that you receive. Okay, so that you don't just search the whole internet. You can just search, let's say if the message claims that this information comes from this website, right? You can search within that website to see if there is a similar news report about that information to verify it. Okay, so that is why able to search efficiently using Google is key to fact checking. Okay, the next platform. So let's look at Facebook. Facebook, to search within Facebook, right? The Facebook itself actually has their internal search engine, okay, which is actually quite useful. Okay, let me just show you. If you go to Facebook and you click the search bar on the top left, right, it allows you to filter, right, the post. You can filter by the date, post from which page, whether there's a tag location, you can filter it. You can, so this is for you to search the whole Facebook with using keywords, right? If you just want to search for within a particular page, right, you can use the search button on the page here. Okay, this will limit your search within this page. So let me show you a very quick example. Okay, let's say I go to this Tentera Troll Malaysia. I go to the home page. Here, if I want to search, okay, within this page, I can click on here. I can then click search this place. Okay, then let's say I search for Muhyiddin. Okay. And now I have all the results from Tentera Troll Kebangsaan Malaysia. All right. And here I'm able to filter by year. Okay, you can't filter by month, it's only by year. So let's say 2021. Okay, then everything from 2021. Then you can also sort it according to chronology from the latest to the oldest. There are only two, really. No, actually there are more. But if you click on most recent, there's only two. Okay. The post you have seen, I don't think this is very useful, right? And location, I don't think this is very useful as well, because sometimes people post without tagging the location, so it won't be very helpful. But let's say if you want to search the post with the word Muhyiddin within Tentera Troll Kebangsaan Malaysia for a particular day or a particular month, you cannot do that within Facebook search, okay? But you're able to do that with some external tool. There's tool, it's called Who Posted What. It allows you to do that. So I'll just show you very quickly, whopostedwhat.com, right? So first you need to, so for each page, right, there is actually an ID of the page, because some pages they share the same name, right? But all of them will have a unique ID. So you can put in the URL of the homepage of the page you want to search, and you click find, you're able to get the ID. With the ID, sometimes it will take sometimes. Okay, when it's 0 means that you redo it again. It's not working. And sometimes it says, okay, now we get the ID. Okay, so this ID refers to this page. Okay, then with that ID, you are able to search here, post from this page, okay, about a keyword, right? You can also search post associated with the Troll Tentera Kebangsaan Malaysia, then put in a keyword. If you want to search for certain day, specific day here, okay, you can put a keyword and you can put a date here and you can click search, or specific month. Okay, so if you want to search for specific day, specific month, then use who posted what. Okay, because the Facebook internal search doesn't allow you to search for month and day. Okay, so why is it important? It's the same purpose, right? Because if we receive information from WhatsApp or from WeChat claiming that, you know, this information comes from this Facebook page, you want to know whether it really comes from this Facebook page, then you want to search that Facebook page, right? Or sometimes you want to search the whole Facebook for that keyword to see who actually posted it. And sometimes you also want to know who is the first that posted that information, right? So searching the social media platform, searching Facebook would help you to determine that. Okay. Okay, I've shown you this. Right. Try this using who posted what and try this exercise. I'll give you 5 minutes to do that. You can only use who posted what to search Facebook because here there's a specific date range, right? July 1st to August 31st, 2021. So if you use the Facebook internal search, you won't be able to filter it by date, okay, or by month. But by using who posted what, you are able to do this. So let me just put the who posted what URL in the chat box so that you can access from there and try to do this. If you're able to do it, just say, just reply yes in the chat box so I know that most of you are able to do it, then we can move on. If there you have any questions, let me know. Raihana, actually there's no like specific answer. Find any photos with the word MC about MCO from this date range. Yeah. So you should get more than one post, I think, because it's 2 months, July 1st to August 31st. Okay. There's no photo. Okay. Let me try. Okay, so you go to who posted what. Maybe I'll ask others first. What about others? Suhaila said there's no photos. What about others? Anyone able to find any photos for these questions? It should be photo. Yeah, so there's a keyword MCO here, and there's a photos here. So this is one of the results. Okay, yeah, in this case, right, guys, you don't need the ID link because we are not searching within, we are not searching a page, right? We are just search the whole Facebook with the word MCO, and we want to search for photos. Okay, so how do we do that? We just go here. You can ignore this. You don't need the ID. You don't need the. You can just go to time range MCO. Okay, from 1st of July. Is that correct? 1st of July to 31st for this year, right? Okay, oops. 1st of July to August 31st. Okay, and you click search, right? Then you open up this page. Correct? So these are all the posts with the word MCO inside. Okay, but we want to search for photos, right? So you can, of course, you can look at here that to say that this is photo. This is not a photo, so this is one of the answers. These are photos as well. These are this is not photo, these are photos, right? But you can also use the search filter here to click on photos. Now you get all the photos. Okay, these are all the photos that has the word MCO, right? And within the date range. Search / photos. So there's a
Hello,
trick
hello,
here.
Quack. Sorry,
Yeah.
excuse me. Hi. Okay. The one that you mentioned just now, is the website is called whopostedwhat.com, isn't it?
Yes.
And then it will lead to the Facebook page.
Hmm.
Am I correct?
Yeah.
So it's not that what we typing straight to our home Facebook page.
No, yeah,
Right.
because as I mentioned, right, if you
Okay.
use Facebook page, the search function here, you won't be able to pick a date range.
Exactly.
Right? You can only pick a year. So the
Right.
question here is that what happened if you want to search 2 months, right? So I use who posted what. There's a tip here that I want to show you. So I put in the keywords MCO and the date range, but you can see here, I cannot filter for photos. Okay, when I click search here, I actually get everything, whether there are photos or there's no photos, right? So how do I change this to say that I just want to look at photos? And if you just click on photos here, okay, what happened is that it would cancel out the date range. It would cancel out the date range, which means this is like all dates. You can see that the date posted here is no longer selected. Okay, so I'll just go back here. Just now I used who posted what to come to here. Okay, but this one has a date range. Okay, it is only within 1st of July to 31st August, but it has all different posts. Okay, including photos, including non-photos. In this case, I want to maintain the date range that I have. Okay, but at the same time, I want to have an extra filter of looking at photos. What I can do here is actually, the tips here is, guys, you can go to the URL. You can see the URL here. Facebook search post / Q equals to MCO and filters, blah, 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 right? This last part is actually the date. So don't mess it, okay? But we can change the first part of it. Instead of post, okay, let me see. Yeah, instead of post, we can change post to photos. Okay. And now I'm looking at photos, right? I look at photos at the same time. These photos are those that were posted within this time range. So it's a bit more complicated, right? I have to use who posted what because I need to set the date range. Okay. When I set the date range, I got this results, but the result shows me photos and non-photos, but I just want photos. So what do? There's no way for me to maintain the filter of the date range as well as the photo. So in that case, I will have to do a little trick here, which is I manually change post to photos. Then I'll get photos. Photos for that time range. And it's only post with photos. All right. So this is how you're able to narrow down. For Facebook, it's complicated because Facebook is a closed environment. If your Facebook post, right, again, that's the disclaimer here is that if your Facebook post is a private, there's no way to search for it. If you set it like for friends only, there's no way to search for it, right? And sometimes even if you are a private account, right, personal account, even if you post something as public, it cannot be found on Google as well. Sometimes I don't think you can find it in Facebook as well, unless you are friends of that person, because it's privacy protection. Okay, Facebook is very careful about the privacy of its users. So sometimes if you just search Google using facebook.com, right, unless it is a public page, for example, Tentera Tro Kebangsaan Malaysia is a public page. So it's a public page, you're able to search, you're able to find results. Okay, from here, same goes for who posted what, or the internal search engine by Facebook. It only applies for posts from public pages or certain posts from public figures that have been made public. Okay, so remember that if you cannot find something on Facebook, it doesn't mean it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, right? But it's just that sometimes Facebook don't show you because of privacy concern. So just remember that. Okay, searching Facebook is very tricky because Facebook, one is that Facebook keep changing its own products, and the second thing is that Facebook is very careful about the content in its platform. Okay, we need to rush a little bit. We don't have much time. Okay, so that's Facebook. Another social media that's very popular in Malaysia, of course, is Twitter. If you want to search Twitter, Twitter is more open and more friendly about its search function and about its content as well. So in Twitter, there's a Twitter advanced search. So I'll just quickly demo to you. You just go to Twitter advanced search, right? Just Google it, advanced search. You will see this menu, right? It allows you to search for keywords, exact phrase, hashtag in specific language. From which account, if you just want to search one account, you can do that, okay? And you can also search if, you know, this account is tweeting to another account, right? You can also specify that, okay? And you can have the filters as well. Not just filters, you can search by engagement. Let's say you want to search for Twitter, for tweets that are very, very popular, you might want to put in minimum likes. For example, I want to search for something that has minimum likes of 5,000, okay? And you just put it here. You can also specify the dates, from when to when. So for Twitter is very friendly. One menu, you can put in all the filters, right? Much easier to use than Facebook to search within Twitter. Of course, again, private tweets are not searchable, okay? Just remember that. Everything that is set as private, you will be able to search, whether it's on Facebook, Twitter, even on other social media, right? Unless you are the followers, unless you are the friends, okay? So I think we have exercise here. This one, yeah. Let's try to do this in 5 minutes. I think you guys can do it. Come. Anwar Ibrahim's first tweet. Don't keep scrolling. It's long. Okay. Try use the search. Use the Twitter advanced search to search for it. Don't scroll. I know you can scroll until the very bottom, then you'll see the first tweet, right? Don't do that. That will take you probably 15 minutes. Okay. Probably more than that because he tweeted a lot. So I want you to search for his first tweet. And the second one is that find any tweets, okay, with more than 5,000 likes that has used the keyword PRU15. Okay, again, using advanced Twitter search. So let me just show you, I'll just give you the URL. This is the URL. I'll put it in the chat box as usual. So try to use this to search for this too. When you got the answer, put it into the chat box so that I know I can move on. I'll give you about 5 minutes. Okay. Leon, what do you mean by no results? Don't Google it. You use Twitter advanced search. Of course, you Google it, you won't be able to find it. You should Google it. You should use Twitter advanced search. Don't Google everything. Okay, Ma Yen. Yes, you found it. 2020? I don't think so. Oh, it's not Anwar Jibawi, it's Anwar Ibrahim. It's our opposition leader, the Malaysian opposition leader, Anwar Ibrahim. Oh, Suhaila, what have you, how did you do it? How did you do it? Did you use the...
Where
Yes.
I go to advanced search Twitter, and then under there is a lot of sections that I need to fill in, right? So I put it all those words to PRU15 and then accounts Anwar Ibrahim. Is it wrong?
No, it's not wrong. And then how do you go
And then I
find...
search it. I just click the button search.
You click the button search. You use PRU15? No.
Yes.
These are different two things. These are two different things. First is to find the first tweet. It doesn't have to have any keyword.
Okay. Then it's just Anwar Ibrahim, right?
Yes, Anwar Ibrahim. We want to find. We want to know when he first joined Twitter. What was his first tweet?
Okay, and then the results appear. People, Anwar Ibrahim.
Yes.
Is that okay? But I think the most popular here is Anwar Jibawi as well.
No. So here you say the example. You need to put the from this account. You need to put the handle with alias.
Okay, alias.
So you need to find out. First, you check out Anwar Ibrahim Twitter account first to see what is his handle. Okay, somebody found it. Arif. Let me see. 2007, March 22nd. Okay, wait, guys, actually, let me see what's mine. Yeah, this is actually the answer. Yep, yoo-hoo. Arif, you should ask Dr. Sabara to give you a prize. I did not prepare any prize. Sorry about that. Okay, so you found it. Arif, would you mind to share with us how did you find it? It's okay, you can type. Somebody say your first ever tweet. Yeah, he joined actually quite early, 2007. And his first tweet is that he arrived in Canada. Yeah. You search for his Twitter username and look for first tweet phrases. Okay. So, that's very good. That's very smart. You see, guys, that there are different ways of solving this problem. So what he did is that I'm going to replicate what he did. Okay, alias Anwar Ibrahim, right? So alias Anwar Ibrahim. Okay, his username. And then search for the phrase. Okay, first tweet. Search. I didn't find it. Is that what you did? Oops, let me. Arif, is that, did I do it correctly? Or, wait, I think there's another, I think what you mean is this. Let me just do that again. I think what you mean is that maybe to this account, right? Anwar Ibrahim, and use exact first tweet. Okay, using this, I'm able to find it, okay? Instead of, hold on guys. Instead of, no. Okay, instead of putting it from the account, I put to the account. So somebody said the word first tweet to Anwar Ibrahim. Yeah, I think that's what Arif used, right? So like when you are a popular politician, right? When you tweet something that is your first tweet, then the reasonable assumption is that somebody will reply to you to say, hey, your first tweet, right? You know, hi, your first tweet, or something like that, right? So he used that phrase like first tweet to Anwar Ibrahim. So which means that you use Anwar Ibrahim handle under this Twitter to this account, which means somebody tweet to this account at Anwar Ibrahim, and the phrase is first tweet. Okay, so my method would be, you know, I would look at Anwar Ibrahim. So it says that he joined March 2007 right here. Joined March 2007. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to search everything from Anwar Ibrahim, and I'm going to put a date, okay, from March, 1st of March 2007, okay, to again March, I'll just put 31st, okay, 2007, okay, which means I want to search everything during that month, because Twitter shows that he joined Twitter in this month. So I'm going to click search. Yes, so that during that month, he actually only tweet twice. There are only 2 tweets, right? Sorry, there's only 1 tweet here. This is the only tweet on March 22nd. After that, he didn't tweet anything during that month. So this is his first tweet. Okay. Everybody got it? Okay. So I think Arif's way is a little, you need to, what if nobody replied your first tweet to him? Then you won't be able to find the results. Okay. But if you go to any account, right, it will tell you that when this person joined Twitter. So you can always go back there and search. Okay, back to our fact checking, right? Why is first tweet so important, right? First tweet is important because you're able, using first tweet, right? Sometimes you're able to determine whether that is a fake account or a real account. Okay, because if it's a fake account, sometimes the first tweet, right, probably they tweet in, let's say they tweet in English, and later they switch to Chinese, and later they switch to Korean, right? When you see that somebody keep changing the languages, right, you know that that account is not very reliable. If it's a real person, you wouldn't able to do that. Not many people are able to speak so many languages. The second thing is that usually you don't change your languages, right? Always go back to the first tweet or first post on Facebook, because that will tell you a lot of things about this account, right? It is helpful when you want to analyze this account. You want to know whether this is a genuine account or a fake account or a robot account, things like that. Okay, but today we only cover the very basic. Okay, there are other tools. And for those who are the students who are going to join us in the more practical advanced class, I will show you more of those tools. Okay, so these are some of the techniques, some of the general techniques, right, to help you to check something online. Okay, so you can use this for fact checking. You can also use them for online research or other types of investigation. Okay, I'm going to continue. Okay. What if somebody send you a tweet or a Facebook post or a YouTube or Instagram or TikTok and tell you that, hey, check out this. This happens last week. So you check it out, right? But you want to know exactly what time the post was posted, or the content was posted. Okay, because even if there's a difference of few hours, might make a huge difference, right? So if something was posted in the morning, and you know that that incident actually happened in the afternoon, okay, but the post was uploaded in the morning, you know that the post is not true, because the incident only happened in the afternoon, for example. Okay, for example, there was a car accident happened in the afternoon, but you receive an information telling you that, hey, this is the video of this car accident, check it out. And if you are able to check the time the video was posted and it tells you that it is in the morning, you know that that's a problem, because the morning the accident has not happened. The accident only happened in the afternoon, right? So to know the exact uploading time of the post is very important. Okay, it will help you to determine whether this is, true or false. And to check that, it's not always so direct. On different social media platforms, they use different time zone. Okay, and there are different ways to look at it. For Twitter, for Facebook, it depends on the computer or your device time zone. If you're in KL, you use the KL time zone, then the timestamps on the tweet or on the Facebook post will show you the time of the time zone on your computer. So if you go to another country using other people's computer, the time zone will change. Okay. For YouTube only shows you Pacific Standard Time, PST. Okay, it doesn't follow your time zone, so you need to convert from PST to your own to your own time zone. Instagram show your post in UTC. UTC is a different time zone. TikTok use Unix time zone. Okay, so it doesn't follow your computer, right? For these three platforms, so you need to know how to access them, and you need to convert them into your local time zone to determine what time this post or this information was uploaded. But disclaimer, guys, yeah, even if you find out the time of the uploading, right, it doesn't mean that is the time of the incident, correct? I could be taking a video right now and I post it tomorrow. So if you check my post, the post will tell you that it was posted tomorrow, but actually that incident happened today. Just that, I did not upload it directly. I wait, right? I took the video, I wait for another 1 day, then only I post it. Okay. Okay. So just be careful of that. Okay. Then I'm going to show you. I'm not going to go into detail, but I will show you that the timestamp on Twitter is here, so it's quite clear. Okay. You just hover over and you're able to see the time. Okay, and this is according to the computer, or according to the time zone in your computer or on your device. Okay, same goes for Facebook. If you just move your mouse, then you will show the uploaded time. Okay, for YouTube is here, right? You can see that this was published on January 8th, but it is showing the solar eclipse on January 9. So you were asking, how could that be possible, right? How could you upload something that is happening 1 day, 1 day after? Okay, so 9 January of the solar eclipse. How could you upload it on January 8th? It is possible because, again, YouTube is using PST time. Okay. So for YouTube, you need to use a tool called Invit. Invit will help you to determine the real uploaded time of the YouTube video. Okay, if you go to Invit, okay, and you install Invit, Invit is actually a Chrome extension. Let me just show you. Chrome extension. Mention. This one. This is a very powerful tool. It is free. You did use it on your Chrome. So make sure that you are on Chrome and you can download it. Okay. It can help you to verify images, videos, websites, a lot of things. Okay. So if you use this, you're able to find out the uploaded time of a video. Okay, you'll see that this is a video, but it's in UTC. Okay, you need to convert it into your local time zone. Instagram is here. Okay. Okay, so for Instagram, it only tells you which day. If you want to know the exact time, okay, you need to right-click on it and click Inspect. Okay, right-click, Inspect. Then in your developer tool window here, after you click Inspect, you will open up this called in developer tool. Inside, they will have a time class with the exact time here. Okay, so it's again not very direct because it doesn't show you here. It doesn't show you here. You right-click on the timestamp, you click Inspect, open up this developer tool window, and it will show you the date time here. But remember that for Instagram, it is UTC, okay, same as YouTube. For TikTok, it's more complicated. TikTok, you go into the post page. Again, you right-click and click on View Page Source. Okay, View Page Source. You will see a lot of codes here. You just have to search. You use Control F to search for the keyword create time. Create time, and they usually have two create times. You take the first create time, and there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8-digit number. Sorry, 10-digit number, and 2, 4 here. 10-digit number. This is the unique time code. You then have to convert it into your local time zone. Okay, how do you convert unique time code or UTC? Just Google it. There are a lot of converter online that helps you to convert them. Okay, one of them is this one. Let me just copy this. We'll share with you all these links and all these tools in our tip sheet if you fill up the feedback form. Okay. Okay. There's one practice here. I don't think we have time for that, but let me give you this link. I'll put into the chat box. After the workshop, you can try and check it, right? This is TikTok. Remember, how do you check TikTok? Right-click on the video, click View Page Source, search for the word create time, okay? And find the first create time. After create time, there's a 10 digits number. That is the unique time code. You need to then convert unique time code into your local time zone, into UTC, and from UTC, you can then convert to local time zone, okay? Okay, another one I want to show you, another tool, just now we're talking about social media platforms, right? We're talking about Google, we talk about Facebook, Twitter, and then the timestamps on different platforms. Now I want you to look at website, right? If the information coming from a website you receive on the WhatsApp or WeChat, there's a link. According to this website, okay, so you go to the website, you want to know the background of the website. In this case, you can do a who is lookup. Who is lookup sometimes may tell you who are the owners behind the website, okay? But again, there's a but, right? But the owners also able to hide their identity by paying a small fee to the host of the website, which means that you pay somebody to set up a website for you, right? You can also pay that service and say that, hey, I don't want to show my personal information as the owner of the website. Can you hide it for me? And they are able to do that with a very small fee. So a lot of people actually do that, right? So how do you do a who is lookup? You just Google who is lookup. There are different websites that allows you to do that, right? If you are checking a website that ends with .my, which means registered in Malaysia, okay, .my, then you can use my nick. If you're looking at .my website, that is good, because all .my website needs to register with my nick. My nick is a government department, and it will show you who are the one that registered the website, where is the address, who is the one paying for the website, which means pay for the name of the website, the domain of the website. Okay, my nick. I don't think you can hide that because it's a Malaysian domain. You cannot hide that. But if it's a .com, .org, most likely they would hide it. But if you are very lucky, maybe they did not hide it. And then you are able to find it. Okay, so let's look at 3 different websites. Okay, we'll try that. I'll do that. I'll demo that to you together. You can do it together. Okay, first is rotikaya.com. Okay, rotikaya.com. I want to know who is behind the website. Okay, it's like an entertainment website in Malaysia, right? But it's .com. This is not .my. Okay, so I can do who is lookup. Okay, just Google who is lookup. You'll see that there are different tools. Okay, all of those tools are reliable, right? Whether it's whoisdomainstools.com, whether it's lookup ICANN, this tool.is. I've never used this before, but I'll use the domaintools.com. This one. Okay, I'll put in the chat box. Okay, then here I just have to put in the domain, right? You don't have to put in the HTTPS and www. You put rotikaya.com. Okay, then you click search. I am not a robot. Oh, okay. Motorcycles, verify. Go. Okay. Now you see that registrant Muhammad Ismail Baharuddin. So we are able to find this registrant organization RTKY Entertainment. Okay. You scroll down, you can even find 31 Lorong BDK in Kuantan, Pahang. There is a phone number that you can call this guy. There's an email of this guy, Ismail Baharuddin, right? Yeah, so you can see that you can now know that, okay, this guy, he is actually behind the website, okay? And you can also look at when the website registration expire. Okay, you can see that creation date. Creation date is important because you know the history of the website. If it's a new website, let's say it was created a few months ago, then you have to be careful, right? Because it's a new website and we don't know whether it's reputable or not. You are not sure who are the owners, who is the company, right? So you be careful, right? Another is the expiration date, right? This is 2020, okay? Usually if the expiration date is longer, let's say 2015, right? I would trust it more because I know that the website has registered and it's going to stay for at least 5 years, for example, okay? But I would always look at the creation date because it tells me what is the history of the website, okay? So that is rotikaya.com. If you have something that ends with .my, okay, .my, you can use this. This is a Malaysia government department that regulates all the websites registered with .my, okay? So in this case, we can try this murai.my because it's .my, right? Murai.my is another entertainment website. So you can then put it here, murai.my, and click search. Now you know that the registrant is Lawyat, MSC, Sdn Bhd. Invoicing parties, IP server 1 solution. You can see now there's a name here, Vijendran Ramadash. Okay, technical contact, Vijendran, right? The name, okay. So now now the next step, right? If you want to know more about, right, you might want to search for Vijendran Ramadash. You want to search for Lawyat, MSC, Sdn Bhd to look at whether this is a, a reliable company or not, So it gives you more information about the website, right? It doesn't, I mean, it doesn't tells you that, okay, this website is, trusted or not trusted, right? Reputable or not, right? But at least it gives you more information about who is behind the website. Then you're able to, further your investigation. If you want to know whether this website is reputable or not, right? If you suspect that it is set up by some politicians, then maybe you can search the name of this guy, right? So let's Google this name. Let's see. He's the CEO of Lawyat Commerce Sdn Bhd and Lawyat MSC Sdn Bhd. He has a Wikipedia entry. Oh my God, who is this guy? He has a LinkedIn profile as well. So you see, now you're able to know more about this guy. It looks 500 connections, so you do a social audit of this person, and they will be able to make your decision whether this is reliable or not. So it looks like this is a legit character, a businessman. It's not something out there to spread this information. So probably the website that he set up, is legitimate, right? Okay. I'm not passing any judgment here, guys. This is just an example. But this is what we fact checker would do if we get information from a website. We want to know who is behind the website. Okay. Of course, you can also Google a website, murai.my. You can see who is behind murai.my, for example. Okay, right? Another example here is edcsiasat.com. You guys know about edcsiasat.com, right? I hope you guys know. This is the website I have been leaking a lot of information about corruption, alleged corruption within MACC and the police force. Okay. Recently, they were very popular because even our MPs are discussing about them in Parliament. But until now, nobody can be sure who is behind EDC Siasat. So they have a website, edcsiasat.com. So let's try our luck to see whether we can find anything about EDC Siasat. So again, I use the domain tools, who is search. Put it here, edcsiasat.com, search. And you can see that registration private, registration organization, domains by proxy LLC, registrar GoDaddy.com. GoDaddy is actually a very famous registrar service. And if you click on it, you'll see that everything is in US. Okay. The abuse email is abusegodaddy.com. GoDaddy is actually as I mentioned, is a website registration service. Okay. Which means the owner actually hides its identity. You can see that the registrant address is actually in the US. Okay, it doesn't mean the owner is based in US, right? It means that the service provider, the company that helps them set up the website, they are based in US. And that company used the information as the registrant of the website. So which means you're not able to find anything about the owner, the ownership of the website through a who is search. This happens a lot actually, because it is actually very cheap to pay the service provider to say that, hey, I don't want people to know who is the owner behind the website. Can you put your company as the registrant? And this is totally 100% legal. Okay, it's legal. It's nothing illegal about it. Okay, So in this case, sorry, you need to find another way to investigate the website, to know more about the website. This who is search doesn't really help. Okay. All right, guys, any questions? If not, we only have one more tool to go, and then we'll talk about some concepts. Okay. Probably will run beyond 12 p.m. I'll try to finish it by 12:05. Is that okay? 5 minutes. Okay. Another tool is that, as I mentioned, right, if the website has a long history, you want to know what the website used to be in the past, right? What the website has published, how it looks like in the past, because knowing about the history of a website will help you to determine whether the website is reliable or not. Again, right? So how do we look at the history of the website? You can use two tools. One is called Wayback Machine. Another one is called Archive Today. Wayback Machine is more powerful. If there is no result in Wayback Machine, then you use Archive Today. All right. So for Wayback Machine, let me do a demo for you. Wayback Machine. We can do it together with me now if you want. Wayback Machine. You click on Wayback Machine Internet Archive. This is the URL. I put it into the chat box. It asks you for donation because it is non-profit, right? Can you believe it? This great service is actually non-profit. They are not making any money. They survive based on donations. Okay. Now you're able to put it any website, and the more popular a website is, the more historical records the website will have. Okay, you get it? If the website is not very popular, not many people visit it, right? Then Wayback Machine would not archive the website. Wayback Machine is actually an archiving service, just like our National Archive, right? They would, go to popular website time to time and take a snapshot of the website. So you are able to look at the website in the past. So let me give you an example. What's Bernama headline on 2017 February 1? Okay, first we need to go to Bernama. Bernama is our national news agency. Okay, bernama.com/English. So I just put in bernama.com/English, browse the history. You can see browse history. And now you see that there's a chart here, right? When there are graphs here, right, which means there are historical archive about the website in these 4 different years. Okay, and if you scroll down, look at the calendar, whenever there is a circle, the round blue color, which means there are records on that day. Of course, it's not on every day, but it's on that day. For example, February 1st, just now we asked about February 1st. So you can see that one snapshot, okay? Sometimes there are 10 snapshots in a day, okay? One snapshot, if you click on that snapshots, it would then show you how Bernama homepage looked like on 1st of February. Nicole David, yeah, this is the headline, February 1st. You can see. So this is how Bernama website look like on February 1st, 2021. Okay, so the interesting thing is that, guys, do you know that? Let me see. Is Jolo website still there? No longer. So I always like to check, if you want to check on Jolo, if the website is still up, you are able to find it on Wayback to look at how it looks like. Here, you can put in Jolo, and then this loading. Sometimes it looks quite slow. Okay, so you're able to look at history again. Yeah, so Jolo, oh no, the website is no longer, is it no longer available? I think he has stopped his website. Okay, it used to be there, Jolo. Okay. Okay, so guys, that's archive Wayback Machine. Okay, archive.org. If Wayback Machine doesn't work, you can also try archive today. If you want to monitor a website, you can also ask Wayback Machine to do that. So if you go to Wayback Machine, you create an account. You're able to upload a series of websites to ask Wayback Machine to monitor the website for you. So Wayback Machine would take the snapshot of the websites that you uploaded and create archive for you. Okay, it's a free service. All right, so guys, I only have like, let me just go for another 5 minutes to finish the last part of it. Cool, just a reminder is that if you can't find information or content online, doesn't mean that it is not there, okay? Because sometimes even Google doesn't show some result on the Google search page, okay? Sometimes you can also hide things from Google. If you just put in a simple message in your website that tells Google that, hey, don't show my websites in your search results, then Google will follow that, okay? Google will respect your choice not to be listed in the results page, okay? So if you can't find something online, it doesn't mean that it's not there. Remember this, okay? It could be hiding somewhere, just that your search engine cannot find it. So if Google doesn't work, right, try other search engine. For example, if you want to search something in China, of course, you don't go use Google, you use Baidu, okay? Baidu is a much better engine, search engine if you want to search for content, online content in China, right? So same goes for other countries that don't use Google as their primary search engine. Just remember this. If Google doesn't work, you can try Bing. If you go to Europe or Russia, there's a popular search engine called Yandex there, okay? Yeah, and sometimes the platform, for example, I mentioned Facebook, will protect most of their posts by searching, from searching by you, okay? So you search Facebook, sometimes you can't get the results. It doesn't mean that it's not there. It just means that they don't want to show to you, okay? Okay, deep fakes. I'm actually going to skip this. Okay, deep fake. Basically, what happens is that they are able to swap the face using AI. Okay, so instead of this person, they change the face to this person to another person, and now they are using deep fake as parody, as comedy, right? You know that some mobile apps allows you to do that as well. You put your face into a movie or a film, and it looks really real, right? But it has been used in political campaign as well. Okay, so sometimes it's not just the face. Sometimes they can also change the voice of the person. So that is actually it could be a huge problem in the future, and deepfake is very hard to check right now, very hard to verify, because the technology has improved by a lot in the past 2 years. You can just go and search for deepfake videos. There are a lot of those online, and a lot of pornography website, they also use deepfake technology to put the face of celebrities on the face of porn video. And people use that also to to stalk, not say to stalk, right? To sometimes to defame a person, right? For example, you somebody wants to attack a woman, right? And then somebody can then take the picture of the woman face and put it in a porn video and make it viral and say that, hey, you can see, this woman, he's actually a porn star, for example. So this is a huge problem. We don't see that a lot in the misinformation space yet, but trust me, it will be there. Okay, it will be there. Another problem is also that now, even if someone is caught on video or on a photograph doing something inappropriate or illegal, that person can always claim that, oh, it's a deep fake video. This guy is not me. Remember, it happened to one of our politicians here in Malaysia. When the video came out, then the politician claimed that, no, it's a deep fake. That's not me. Somebody swapped my face to that video. So the real deep fake is a problem, but the real bad guys that were caught using deep fake as an excuse, as a reason, right, is also another problem, right? Okay. Okay, I'm going to talk about the last point is that, ethics, right? If you're able to do this kind of online investigation, how do you use the technique and skills with responsibility, okay, in a responsible way? For example, this was a message, someone saying that, he was able to use OSINT. OSINT means open source investigation. So what we have been doing, I have been telling you, these are all considered as open source investigation, right? But someone used that open source information technique to find my crush who disappeared a decade ago. Basically, it's stalking, right? Okay, I think Malaysia is going to pass an anti-stalking law, right? So if you have all these skills, it doesn't mean that you should use it, for inappropriate purpose. For example, to search your friend, your rivals, and try to attack them, using all these techniques. Okay. So can I and should I are two separate questions, right? You can do something doesn't mean you should do something. Okay. And again, there's a difference between open source and information that you hack. You use hacking to get information, or you compromise a source. For example, you bribe somebody to get information. Okay, so those are not open source, and those have serious ethical questions. So think about that before you do it. Okay. Yeah, these are some of the practices that are questionable, that can be controversial: email tracking, public naming, trolling social media accounts, right? Trolling here is that, you collect all the social media posts from a certain person and you make it public, or you use part of that to attack the person, to try to make the person looks bad and things like that, right? So this kind of techniques can be used. Again, it's a techniques, it's quite neutral, so you can use for good purpose or bad intention. Right, I'm going to skip this part. So just the last advice is that, with great power comes great responsibility. This is the quotes, the famous quotes by Spider-Man. Okay, so after you're learning all those techniques, make sure that you use them responsible. All right, and that's it for today. There are some tools, open investigation tool. If you want to learn more about this field, there's one tool from Bellingcat. There's another tool from First Draft. Okay, I put all the links in the chat box. And if you fill up this feedback form, we will send you a tip sheet. Sorry. Okay, that has all the link in there. That we have presented. Unfortunately, I can't share with you the slides. But if you fill up this feedback form, we'll send you a tip sheet with all the links to the tools that I have presented today. Okay, 谢谢. Terima kasih. Thank you. If you have questions, we can stay over. If you want to go first, you can go first. I know it's 12:10 now. I'm sorry I overshoot 10 minutes. You can't open the link. Okay, let me try. It works. So just type it. Okay, type in your browser bit.ly/GNIUKM2021. I just tested. So on, try again. Just type it, bit.ly/GNIUKM GNI UCAM 2021. For those who have questions, you can stay back and ask me the questions. Who are those want to go first? You can go first. I can spend another 10 minutes with you guys. Okay. Any questions?
Thank you.
No problem. You're welcome. Don't forget that we have another class tomorrow night. Okay, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Right. We'll talk about reverse image search, video search, geolocation. That would be even more interesting. Okay, if there's no questions, then thank you very much. 谢谢大家，我们明天见。See you tomorrow. Bye bye.